Amara's first cry in this world was accompanied by her mother's last breath. The midwife had barely wrapped the newborn in a faded wrapper when the room fell into a cold, unbearable silence. Her mother's lifeless eyes stared at the cracked ceiling, while her father, Chike, stood frozen in disbelief. He was only 29, suddenly a widower, with a fragile, helpless baby in his arms. In their small town of Nnobi, whispers spread quickly. Some blamed Elok, others claimed the child had eaten her mother. Superstitions clung to Amara before she could even understand words. For 2 years, Chike tried to raise his daughter alone. He farmed during the day, strapped her on his back when there was no one to watch her, and fed her watery pap in the evenings. But the elders began to murmur, "A man cannot raise a girl alone." Pressured by family, Chike remarried. That was when the darkness began. The new wife, Ngozi, arrived with eyes that smiled only in public. At home, they were cold stones. In the first weeks, she pretended to care, feeding Amara and plaiting her hair. But soon, the pretense fell away. When Amara spilled water, Ngozi would hit her. When Amara coughed at night, Ngozi would hiss and call her a curse. She stopped giving her enough food, locking the kitchen after serving her own children. Amara's clothes were old and torn, while Ngozi's children wore new dresses every market day. Chike noticed the differences but felt powerless. Ngozi had a sharp tongue and would start heated arguments if he tried to defend Amara. The man who once shielded his daughter now sat in silence, his eyes heavy with guilt. By the time Amara turned 8, she had learned to swallow her pain. She woke before dawn to fetch water, scrub the compound, and prepare food for her stepmother's children before hurrying to school barefoot. Hunger was a constant companion, but she excelled in her studies. Teachers often praised her neat handwriting and sharp memory, and in those rare moments she felt seen. One rainy evening, while everyone else ate hot yam porridge, Ngozi handed Amara a cracked plate with only cold leftovers. As Amara bent down to eat, Ngozi's eldest daughter pushed her, spilling the food into the mud. Ngozi laughed. "Maybe the dogs will bless you more than your mother did." That night, Amara cried quietly into her pillow, the sound drowned by the rain on the zinc roof. It was her teacher, Miss Onwaka, who noticed the scars on Amara's arms one afternoon. They were not the kind from play. They were burns, thick and deliberate. When she asked, Amara lied, saying she fell into the cooking fire. But the truth spilled when Miss Nwaka visited their home unannounced and caught Ngozi shouting, a cane in her hand. The confrontation that followed shook the house. Chike, humiliated before the teacher, promised to handle it, but Ngozi's punishment for Amara only grew harsher after that day, now mixed with a bitter warning. Don't you ever bring strangers into my business again. Years passed, and Amara grew into a quiet but determined young woman. She poured herself into her studies, winning a scholarship to a boarding school far away from home. For the first time, she slept without fear of being woken by insults or blows. At school, she thrived, top of her class, captain of the debate team, and the winner of the state essay competitions. When she turned 21, Amara graduated from university with first class honors. Chike, older and more regretful, wept as she received her award. Ngozi didn't attend. Amara went on to work with an NGO that supported abused and neglected children. When asked why she chose that path, she simply said, "Because I know what it feels like to be invincible in your own home." Her story became a quiet legend in her town, not because she was an orphan, not because she had been mistreated, but because she had turned pain into purpose. And though the scars on her arms had faded, they remained a reminder of the battles she fought and won long before the world noticed her smile. Morals: no matter how harsh or unfair life's beginning may be, determination, resilience, and a focus on personal growth can turn pain into purpose. Kindness and empathy are powerful. One caring person can change the course of another's life. Those who mistreat the vulnerable may seem to hold power for a while, but in the end, character and hard work shine brighter than cruelty. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite part, and subscribe for more inspiring stories and lessons for every heart.